Hey guys, this idea for a scarecrow snatch, either power or full. The difference between those two is minimal. I'll talk about that in a second. This is a movement that to teach yourself or your athlete the last pull, the third pull of the snatch, to reinforce good mechanics there, especially in terms of shoulder position. Right? Let's talk about the points of performance, and then we'll talk about the difference between the clean and the full. So you're gonna grab your bar in the snatch grip, and what you're going to require from your athlete is that while keeping a little bit of tension on the bottom and the abs, as they will when they're extending, right? They're gonna lean a little bit backwards. They're not hyperextending or throwing the hips forward, because that's not what you're doing in your lift. You're keeping the base nice and strong, and you're just leaning backwards a little bit, right? And then you're gonna raise the bar close to your chest, and you're trying two things. You don't want to be here, so you don't want to let that shoulder come forward, right? But you're not going back only, right? It's a mix of high with the elbows and back. So for me, it'll be around here. If I go a little bit higher, you see what happens with my shoulders. I don't want that. So I want the shoulders to be pretty neutral. What that means there, well, not here, just there in the middle. And the elbows as high as possible and back, right? For me, it's there. If I'm here, the elbows are not high enough. So I want to be here. If I'm too high, then my shoulders come out of place, right? So that first position is important. So find that sweet spot in which the shoulder is still neutral, the elbow is high and back, right? So don't want it here, don't want it here, right? Like right in the middle. How are you gonna know if you're in the right place? It's gonna be a little bit uncomfortable. First, it's gonna be very hard to do with a heavy barbell, so the 45 might be too heavy for this. Try a technique bar, as I'm doing, and if I feel the shoulders not impinged, like the shoulder shouldn't feel like too stretched. If you have flexibility issues, you might be in the right position, you might feel too stretched, and that just means there's nothing wrong with your position. We need to work on the flexibility. But anyhow, that would be good feedback. Good, so once you have found that initial position on the scarecrow position, here, all you're going to do is you're gonna do two things at the same time. This is what it's in your brain. They don't actually happen at the same time, but what you're thinking is that they do. And it's you're gonna jump the feet out to your squat position, and you're gonna go to either a 3/4 of a squat if you're doing this in the power variation, or to a full snatch if you're doing this in the full snatch variation. And with the arms, you're just extending them to your overhead position. Not need to overthink anything here, just position A, arms and leg to position B. And what I'm thinking, the thing that I was saying there that wants to be simultaneous, that you're thinking is happening at the same time, is feet go out, I jump my feet out at the same time, that I pop my arm. And I'm just thinking about popping my arm, right? Like, so if you go from here, extend the arm, this movement will happen on its own, and you don't have to think about it, right? Like, so it looks like this. I'm gonna show you a power repetition. So I'm here, good position, and 3, 2, 1. That's it, right? And I'm trying to be just position A, position B. I'm not trying to be fast. I'm just trying to instantaneously change from one position to the other and squeeze. That is it. I'll do the same for the full, right? For the full repetition. So what that is teaching you, as I was saying, is the last pull, the third pull, and the good mechanics there. So it's really the transition from the second pull to the third pull, and what happens is that the position of the bar and the position of the shoulders and elbow tends to be lost for many athletes. So that's what this drill is for. It really is not a heavy drill. You're not gonna be able to put a lot of weight there, just because holding the weight here is very, very difficult. And so light, excellent primer, excellent technique exercise to start your lifting for a snatch. That is it. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes.